7 o'clock and time to go live on our Facebook and YouTube. It's Midweek Moment. So I'm sure that in your life you've had those, what next moments. Maybe it was just, the fridge gave in and now the washing machine is broken and the kettle doesn't want to work. What next? Or maybe, as one of those moments in my life at the end of matric, which there are a whole bunch of young people who are there, they're asking themselves, what next? What do I do? I'm not sure if I want to go study. I don't know if I want to do a gap year. Oh, I'd love to do this, but it costs money. Or I'd love to do that, but I don't know if I'm going to get it right. What next moments are a part of our human condition? What next moments are things that we have to deal with, whether we're young or old? And so this morning, I want to encourage you, because the two things that I truly believe that we need to always have with us when we hit a what next moment is, number one, godly perspective, and number two, godly wisdom. Why do I say that? Well, godly perspective puts those what next moments into perspective, because our lives here on earth is what we know and understand. And we know people who are in their 60s and 70s, maybe even 80s. We know people that are 5 or 6 years of age, or we were there once upon a time. But we don't understand eternity. And if we put these things into godly perspective and put it into that perspective of eternity, that our lives here on earth are this long, and eternity is, well, the rest of the space in this room and beyond and beyond and beyond, then all of a sudden it gives you a different perspective, right? That kettle that doesn't want to work, yes, it's an irritation, but in the light of eternity, it's a bump in the road, right? And then godly wisdom. That one is something that I find myself praying for regularly. And I want to share with you a short poem. I'm not going to give you the title of the poem. I'm going to give you the poem, and then I'll give you the title at the end. It's a poem by Rudy Francisco, and it goes like this. And then I realized that to be more alive, I had to be less afraid. So I did it. I lost my fear and gained my whole life. Of course, the title of that poem, is I Lost My Fear. And as we do that, as we ask God for godly wisdom, we can lose fear. We can move into what God has for us with a godly perspective. And you see, this is the thing. We need God's wisdom. We need God's perspective, because the wisdom of this world is foolishness in God's sight. That comes from the Bible, 1 Corinthians 3:19. So as you go into this day, as you go to the end of the year, maybe it's a time where you are needing to make a change in career path. Maybe you're needing to make a decision. Am I going to go and study this? Am I going to go work there? What am I going to do? Am I going to ask the love of my life to marry me? Whatever. Please don't do it in your own wisdom, because your own wisdom is foolishness. Ask God for wisdom. Ask God for his perspective. And always remember that we've got to live with eternity in mind. Be blessed.